Hey guys, this is Crawford here, and welcome back to my channel CDY24. Today, our first matchup that you guys get to see, which is the 24th game of the season, the Seattle SuperSonics versus the Baltimore Bullets. Let's see what happens. I might have to turn off the announcers, you never know. I'm gonna do that, just make sure. I'll probably cut this out anyway, so... Welcome into Baltimore. Tip-off goes to Seattle. Walt Hazard with the ball. You get a screen. Try to get around. Passes it back. Wilson, yes. 2-0 Seattle SuperSonics. Not even 30 seconds in. Gus Johnson with the ball, passes over to Leroy Ellis. He gets a screen, passes it out to Lowry. Kevin Lowry down. Ray Scott. Jump hook. No. Good defense from Seattle. Plummer Lot with the ball. Passes it to Walt Hazard. Hazard with the ball. He'll get a screen from Wilson. Puts the jumper up and he puts it in. 4-0. We are a minute into this first quarter. 4-0 Seattle. Gus Johnson. Scott over to Monroe outside on the 3-point line. He'll get a screen. Put it up. He'll miss. SuperSonics with the ball. Plummer Lot off. Running as fast as he can. He drives in. Puts the layup up. And the floater's no good. Gus Johnson the rebound for Baltimore. Johnson. Will pass it down to Monroe. Earl Monroe, the rookie. Puts it up and he gets the and one call. Foul. George Wilson, the foul. Another look back at that play by Earl Monroe. Now let's see if he can finish the and one with a free throw to make it a 1-point game. He cannot. He misses the free throw. Hazard with the ball. Passes out to Lot. Gets a screen. Trying to get around. He can't do it. He can't get around Earl Monroe. He passes over to Walt Hazard. Hazard with the ball. Hazard step back. 1 second on the shot clock. Has to put it up. And he will miss the shot. Ray Scott with the ball. Passes it to Gus Johnson. Over to Monroe. To Lowry. Back to Monroe. Monroe now moving. He gets a screen. Puts up the three. And he connects from 3-point line. Guys, I know there's no 3-point line in 1967, but 1967, 68, up to 1979, 80, but I don't know what else to do. I don't have any mods, so yeah. Bob Roll with the miss. Johnson gives it over to Lowry. Earl Monroe, all the points. What a nice showing from the rookie so far. Monroe puts it up, and he'll miss this time. 5 points for Monroe. Lot with the ball. Over to Hazard. Hazard gets a screen. Passes out to Wilson. Wilson back to Hazard. Hazard puts up a three, and it's no good. Johnson on another board. Lowry. Ray Scott. Scott gives it down to Leroy Ellis with the mismatch over on Walt Hazard. He fades away, and he misses the shot. Close game here so far in Baltimore. Hazard puts the layup up, and he banks it in. 6-5, Seattle. 7:55 left in the first quarter. Lowry with the ball. Lowry passes it out to Monroe. He drives in, back out to Lowry. Lowry back on the three-point line. Gives it to Johnson. Down to Scott. Scott. He's going to try to drive in on Wilson. He can't do it. He steps back out. The layup is no good. Wilson gives it to Hazard. Hazard has the ball. The Baltimore Bullets are 0-2. The Seattle SuperSonics are 1-3. So not good records from either of these teams. And the Baltimore Bullets are still looking for their first win of the season. Let's see if they can do it in this game. Monroe gives it out to Lowry. Lowry gives it back to Monroe. He'll get a screen. And he puts the shot up. No good. Gus Johnson comes out of nowhere and he puts the layup up and in and gives Baltimore the lead. 7-6. Almost halfway through this first quarter. Masheri. Correct me if I'm pronouncing that wrong. Masheri fade away. No. Monroe the rebound. He's been hot tonight. Gives out to Lowry. Lowry drives in and puts it up and in, and the foul. 9-6. Kevin Lowry draws the foul on Walt Hazard, and he'll go to the line for one more. To make it a 4-point game, Lowry puts it up and he puts it in. Baltimore with a comfortable lead now. Just gotta hold on to that for the rest of the game. Hazard with the ball. Hazard gives it to Wilson. Wilson on the three-point line gives it back to Hazard. Hazard looking for a shot. Can't find it, but he'll draw the foul on Monroe and go to the line for two shots to make it a 2-point game, or try to. He'll stick the first. He's a good free throw shooter. And Hazard's second free throw is also good at 10-8. Lowry, we're halfway through this first quarter. Let's see what these teams are doing now. 10-8. Baltimore with the ball. This has been a back and forth game. Monroe puts it up and he puts it in. Another score from Earl Monroe, the rookie. 7 points for him. SuperSonics have only scored 8. Offensive 3-second on George Wilson. And it'll be the Bullets ball. Still no substitutions in this game. Lowry gives it to Johnson. Johnson back to Scott. Over to Monroe on the three-point line. Monroe gets a screen. He puts up the jumper. No. Scott comes in flying in and he puts the layup up and in. 6-point game for the Baltimore Bullets. They're looking for that first win and they're giving their best effort here against the Seattle SuperSonics. Lott with the ball, gives it out to Hazard. Hazard gets the screen. He'll pass it out to Wilson. Difficult pass, but it will work out. Wilson with the tough layup and he puts it in. Cuts it to a 4-point game. Gus Johnson over to Leroy Ellis. Ellis gives it back to Lowry. Almost stolen away, but Scott's wide open and he'll stick the jump hook. Good try on the steal, but it did not work out, and that's a free bucket for the Baltimore Bullets. Bob Rule wants it. He will get it. He drives in. He puts the layup. He puts it up. And another and one in this game. Bob Rule this time at the end one over Leroy Ellis. Here's another look at it. Bob Rule able to contain control of the ball and put up the shot just for a chance for it to fall in to get the and one. And he will stick it. Bob Rule's left-handed. Not many left-handers in the league right now, but Rule connects on his free throw, and it's 13-16. Lowry with the ball. 4 minutes left in this first quarter. Lowry gives it to Johnson. Johnson with the ball. Gives it back up to Scott. Over to Monroe. Monroe gets the screen. Monroe puts it up. Monroe is no good. Rule the rebound. Gives it out to Masheri. Masheri looking around to find someone for the pass. He gives it out to Hazard. Wilson wants it. No, he gives a screen instead. Hazard puts the floater up, but Wilson is there for the putback, and it's a 1-point game now. Lowry with the ball. Gives it to Monroe. Monroe with the ball. Monroe. Monroe puts the layup up, and he puts it in. Nice layup from the left hand from Earl Monroe, and this game is now back to 3 points. Let's see what the SuperSonics can do on offense now. Hazard with the ball. Hazard gives it to Wilson. Wilson back to Hazard. Hazard gets a screen. He does not put it up. He's going to spin. He gives it out to Wilson for the open jumper. No good. Rebound Lowry. Trying to get a quick bucket. Lowry. Nowhere to go. Gets it down to the mismatch with Gus Johnson. And he cannot finish. Masheri out to Cron. Tommy Cron with the ball. Cron gives it to Hazard. Down to Rule. Puts the jump hook up and he puts it in. Bob Rule sticks jump hook, and it's 18-17 with 2 minutes left in the first quarter. Good game rumbling here in Baltimore. Monroe with the ball. Monroe gets a screen. He puts the three up, and he sticks the three-point J. Another three-point shot, and another three-pointer from Earl Monroe, the rookie. Hazard with the ball. Hazard gives it to Wilson. Back to Hazard. Puts the floater up. It rims out, but Wilson there for the rebound. He puts it up and he puts it in. 2-point game. Almost down to a minute now. This game's getting good. Lowry with the ball. Lowry gives it to Johnson. Johnson to Scott to Monroe. Monroe puts the jumper up, puts it in, he sticks it. 14 points for Earl Monroe in the first quarter. We're under a minute now. Hazard with the ball. Gives it a Rule. Rule gets blocked. Ellis to Lowry. Lowry down to 25 on the clock. 24. 10 on the shot clock. We're down to 5 on the shot clock. 4. Scott is good. 15.6 on the clock. SuperSonics down by 6, and they have the ball. Hazard with 7, with 6, 5. Hazard with the ball. Hazard gives it a Cron at the buzzer. No. Would have been a 3-point game if that went in. It was wide open, but he does not make it. And this game is a 6-point game in the favor of the Baltimore Bullets. And we'll be back for the second quarter in a little bit, guys. And by a little bit, I mean like 2 seconds. Start of the second quarter. Bullets with the ball. Up by 6. And the second quarter is underway. Monroe gives it to Johnson. Johnson to Scott. Over to Ole. Don Ole, first appearance in this game. Scott over to Johnson. Ole for 3. No good. Masheri with the rebound. Masheri gives it out. Hazard. Hazard gets a screen. Wilson off the screen. Back to Hazard. 5 on the shot clock. 3 on the shot clock. Hazard has to put it up. And it's off the rim. No good. Ole. Ole. Ole gives it down to Scott, and he slams it. Tough pass from Don Ole, and Ray Scott dunks it to give an 8-point lead to the Baltimore Bullets. Hazard. Hazard will get a screen. He's gonna fake again. Give it a Thorne over to Masheri, to Aiken. Back over to Masheri. Aiken on the 3-point line. Aiken drives and puts it up. Jumper is no good. Rebound Scott. Ole with the ball. Gives it up to Monroe. Monroe gives it over to Ellis. To Monroe. Monroe. Monroe steps back to the logo, puts up the 3 at the horn. No. Masheri with the ball. Gives it to Thorne. Thorne over to Hazard. Hazard pump fake, puts it up, and he puts it in. Will Hazard, 8 points. 6 points of those coming from the mid-range. Monroe with the ball. Dishes it to Johnson. Over to Scott. Over to Ole on the 3-point line. Ole will get a screen. Ole drives in, puts the layup up, and he puts it in. 8-point game for the Baltimore Bullets. SuperSonics need to step up their game if they want to get back into this game. Thorne with the ball on the 3-point line. Thorne, he's not going to pass it out, and he gets blocked. Almost thrown away by the SuperSonics, but Monroe keeps it with him. Monroe trying to drive in. He will. Puts the tough layup up, and he puts it in. 10-point lead, and the biggest lead of this game. Crowd hype right now. Hazard gets a screen, puts it up, and the jumper is no good. Rebound Ole. Ole gives it to Monroe. Pump fake. And a foul on Walt Hazard, his second. Substitutions. Walt Hazard is out for Bob Weiss. And for the Bullets, Jack Marin is in. Monroe gives it to Ole. Ole, jumper, no. Thorne with the ball. Thorne gives it to Weiss. Weiss with the ball. Weiss with the screen from Wilson. Wilson drives in and he puts the layup up and in an 8-point game. Monroe brings up the ball for Baltimore. Ole off the screen. Ole for the three-pointer. Yes! Don Ole hits the three. And it's an 11-point game now. Bob Weiss. Weiss gives it to Wilson, over to Thorne, over to Mashari. Back over to Wilson. Weiss for three. No. Rebound Ellis. Over to Ole. Over to Marin. Jack Marin. First touches of the game. He puts the jumper up. It's no good. His first shot is no good. Bob Weiss. Step back. Pump. Out to Mashari. To Thorne. Over to Weiss. Weiss has gotten a lot of touches. Weiss behind the back. Spins. Spins again. Puts a fadeaway up. And it's no good. Let's see if Baltimore can add to this lead. Ole with the ball. Ole. Monroe coming off the screen. Monroe gives it down to Scott. Layup is good. 13-point game. 10 points for Ray Scott. Just under halfway through the second quarter, and the SuperSonics call timeout with 5:55 in the second quarter. Aiken. Aiken throws it in to Thorne. Thorne over to Weiss. Weiss gets the screen. Weiss. Gets the screen, he puts it up, and he puts it in. Bob Weiss connects, 25-36. Monroe passes it over to Scott. Scott to Ellis. To Monroe. Down to Scott. Scott puts the layup up and he puts it in. Scott with 12 points. Weiss with the ball. Weiss. Aiken. Scott. Monroe. To Marin. Back to Monroe. Back to Marin. Over to Scott. Over to Ole. Ole gets a screen. Ole. Pass out to Marin. To Monroe. Wide open. No. Ellis the rebound. Puts the layup up and he puts it in. 40 points for the Baltimore Bullets in total. Rod Thorne. Thorne. Jump hook. No. Monroe with the rebound. Jack Marin gives it to Ole, puts the layup up, and he puts it in. Weiss gives it to Thorne. Down to Murray, and he slams it. .15 game. All with the ball. Gives it to Scott. Down to Ellis. All. Gives it down to Scott. And he fades away and he puts it in. 44 to 27, 17-point game. Bob Weiss gives it a Thorne. Trying to give it down to Murray again, but it's stolen away by Scott. Marin to Monroe. To Scott. Back over to Marin for three. Yes! Jack Marin hits the three-pointer. .20 game, biggest lead of the game for any team. Murray with the ball. Murray puts the hook up and he puts it in. Oh. Gives it to Ellis. To Monroe. Down to Scott. Scott working on Murray. He puts the jumper up and he puts it in. Ray Scott, 16 points. 2 minutes in the second quarter. Murray. Jump hook. No. All up to Monroe. Over to Marin. Back to Monroe. Back to Marin. Scott. Ole. Donald. Gives it to Scott driving in and he puts the layup up and in. 51 to 29. This game is looking like a blowout. Weiss. Foul on Donald. 1:09 left in the second quarter. Substitutions. Bob Rule, Plummer Lott, Tommy Cron all in for the Bullets. Jack Marin is out for Gus Johnson. Weiss puts the layup up and he gets the and one over Gus Johnson with just under a minute left to play in this half. And look at this. Nice ball control from these players to be able to stick these and ones. Bob Weiss to the line. He puts the free throw up and he puts it in. He hits the clutch and one to cut the lead to 19, guys. Scott with the jam from the pass for Monroe. 20 points for Ray Scott. 45 seconds on in the second quarter. Cron. Cron gives it a Weiss. Weiss puts it up. No good. Sometime in a little bit, I'm gonna flash forward because I'm playing on a PS5, so I'm gonna have to do that. Okay. Don't blame me. Okay. So I only have an hour of storage, so I'm gonna have to do this stuff. Oh, puts it up and it's no good, and we are going into halftime with the Baltimore Bullets up 53 to 32. Top performers: George Wilson, 10 points, 8 rebounds. Rice got 20 points, 7 rebounds, and 1 assist. And we are going into the third quarter with the Baltimore Bullets up 21 points. Lowry puts the 3 up, and it's no good. Rebound. Scott puts the layup up and in. Hazard. Hazard. Gives it to Wilson. Back to Hazard. Lowry off the fast break. Puts the layup up and in. The Bullets just pouring it on the SuperSonics now. Rule. No. Can't get his own rebound as well. SuperSonics have not scored in 2 minutes and 8 seconds. Lowry is blocked by Hazard. Lott with the ball. Lott trying to get around. He does. Layup is up and layup is in. Or play by Plumber. Lott trying to get around Earl Monroe and does. To get 2 points. Lowry bringing up the ball. Lowry gives it to Monroe. Over to Lowry. Over to Ellis. To Monroe. Down to Scott. And he hits it. Sorry guys, I had to pause it for a second, but yeah. I was just checking something. It only took like 2 seconds, but I was just checking something. Hazard. Puts it up. No. Wilson, yes. 24 points for Ray Scott. Bullets with the ball. Season high by Nate Thurmond, as Earl Monroe misses. Season high by Nate Thurmond, I believe 52 or 56 points. Masheri, good. 2 points for him. Monroe. Scott puts it up and he puts it in. 26 points for Ray Scott. Hazard. Down by 23. Hazard gives it down to Rule. Rule drives in and he puts it in. Oh, by the way, I was just checking how much time was in, how much time there was left till it was an hour. It's not even close yet, so I'm probably not even gonna have to do that. Earl Monroe hits that, and it's an 18-point game. I mean, 18 points for him. My bad. Hazard gives it a lot over the Masheri. Masheri to Lott. Masheri to Hazard for 3. No. This game is getting out of hand now. Earl Monroe with the ball. Passes over to Gus Johnson. Back to Monroe. Monroe back to Johnson. Over to Scott. Puts the jumper up and he's blocked. Masheri gives it to Hazard. Down to Rule. Rule posts up, gives it a Hazard. Pumps, puts it up, and he puts it in. Lowry. Gives it to Monroe. Monroe. Drives in. Pump fake. No, he can't get the and one, but foul on Plummer. Earl Monroe. 19 points, and this is for 20. And he got it. Hazard. Gives it a Rule. Rule. Puts the layup up and he puts it in. .1 game. Monroe drives in, he puts it up in an and one. For Earl Monroe. 22 points for him trying to catch up to Ray Scott, his teammate. .23 game. And Earl Monroe misses his free throw. Thorne. Hazard. Steps back, drives in, puts the layup up. No. Stolen away. Monroe. Gives it out. Lowry. Pump fake, gives it out to Monroe. Monroe on the 3-point line, back to Lowry. Gives it in, tries to give it in to Monroe, but a tough pass and deflected by Hazard, and it's caught by Masheri. Monroe hurries on defense, and he gets there. Rule. Passes it out, Hazard. He won't take the open three. Hazard. Pump fake. 3 on the shot clock. 2. Fade away. No. Masheri the rebound, and he puts it up and puts it in. Lowry. Gives it to Marin. Monroe on the 3-point line. He gets the screen, he puts it up. No good. Masheri with the ball. Masheri gives it to Hazard. Hazard down to Rule. And it's stolen away by Monroe. Monroe deflected away, but it's still their ball. Marin pump fake, drives in and dunks it. Dunks it over Walt Hazard. Play of the day. Probably play of the day from Jack Marin. Hazard. If you guys want me to keep using sound effects, just let me know in the comments and I'll, keep using sound effects. For this one, I might not though. Will Hazard at the line for 2. He has 11. Make that 12. Marin gives it to Johnson. Scott gives it away to Walt Hazard. Hazard. Hazard puts it up. No good. Rebound Johnson. Gives it to Monroe. Marin. To Monroe. To Ferry. Bob Ferry. Scott. And he connects. Ray Scott, 28 points. Hazard. Hazard. Drives in. Puts it up. No, pump fakes, and Henry Aiken finishes with the dunk. Monroe with the ball. Gives it to Marin. Marin. No good. Gives it to Thorne. 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 Gives it to Hazard. Hazard puts the jumper up and he puts it in. Field goal percentage for the SuperSonics is good this quarter, but Baltimore is just keeping up and just scoring whenever they score. Pass was gonna go to Bob Ferry, but Tommy Cron on the deflection. But it's still Baltimore's ball. Ferry with the ball. Give it over to Scott. Scott steps out of bounds and it's the Sonics ball. 1:50 left in the third quarter. Murray gives it in to Hazard. Gives it up to Cron. Cron. Hazard. No good. Marin with the ball. Gives it to Monroe. And a dunk. A dunk by Gus Johnson on the reverse. 21-point game. This game is already done. But they can still put on a show. Dory Murray with the layup from the lob. Marin at the ball. Gives it to Gus Johnson. Gets screen. Monroe outside. Monroe puts the jumper up and he sticks it. 40 seconds left in the third quarter. Tommy Cron with the ball. Cron gets a screen. Cron to Hazard. Hazard with 30 seconds. Hazard. Hazard, no. Barry with the ball, 20 seconds on the clock. 18 on the shot clock. Monroe. 1 second separating the game clock and shot clock. Monroe is fouled by Walt Hazard, and now there's no shot clock. Smart thing is just to hold this and take the last shot. Monroe with the ball. We're down to 5, down to 4, down to 3. Scott, and he puts it in with 1.5, and that's 30 points for Ray Scott. Bob Weiss at the horn. Either way would not have counted. End of the third quarter. The score is Baltimore 77. Seattle SuperSonics 54. Assist of the game. Earl Monroe to Kevin Lowry, and he gets the N1. Here we go, underway in the fourth quarter. Tommy Cron. Cron gives it to Wilson. Wilson to Weiss. Weiss drives in, puts the floater up, and it's no good. Monroe puts the jumper up, and he puts it on this side. Cron. Gives it to Weiss. Cron over to Lott. Weiss. Step back three. No. Lowry. Monroe. Spins around and puts it in. 28 points for Earl Monroe. 30 for Ray Scott. Rule. Jump hook. No. He gets it back off a tip. Puts it in. That was a weird play right there. It was tipped off. Trying to block it. And it goes off the glass. Rebounded by Bob Rule. And he puts it up and in. Lowry. Gives it to Johnson. To Scott to Monroe. Monroe with the screen. He puts it up. Puts it in. 83 to 56. About 10 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Weiss with the ball. Weiss gives it down to Wilson. Jump hook. No good, but a foul on Ray Scott, and to go to the line for 2 shots. George Wilson puts the first one up, and it's good. Second one is also good. 83 to 58. Johnny Egan makes his first appearance this game. Number 21, Ray Scott, I think got blocked or tipped, but it still went in. Baltimore Bullets are going to rack up their first win and become 1-2. And the Seattle SuperSonics are going to become 1-4 after this game. Bob Weiss with the ball. Weiss gives it to Tucker to Olsen. No. Wilson, yes. Already knew it. Didn't even have to do anything. It just knew that it was going to go in. I wonder why. Was it because he was open? Was it because of some other reason? I don't know. Scott misses. Olsen. Weiss. Weiss. Jumper. No. Wilson. Yes. Foul on Bob Ferry. George Wilson puts it up. Good. We have a 22-point game. Egan gives it to Johnson over to All. Back to Johnson. Back to Egan. Egan. All. Down to Ferry. Bob Ferry. Jump hook. No. Wilson the board. Cron. Cron. Outside gives it a Thorne. Over to Weiss. Back to Thorne. Thorne gets the screen. Thorne puts it up. No good. Foul on Bob Ferry. Rod Thorne. $20-point game. Ferry. Egan to Ole. Oh, puts it up, and he puts it in. He sticks it. Hazard gives it to Masheri. Masheri to Wilson. Over to Hazard. Drives in, puts it up. No good. Johnson down to Ferry, and he gets his first bucket. 89-65. Hazard gets a screen from Al Tucker. Tucker to Hazard. Hazard gives it down to Tucker. Tucker gives it to Hazard. To Thorne to Sherry. Hazard puts it up. No good. Enough I know how to pronounce all those names correctly. I just want to be funny. Funny. Donald steps out of bounds. Sonics ball. 6:55 left in this game. Hazard. Hazard gives it to Wilson. Wilson drives in. Back out to Hazard. Hazard puts up the jumper. No. Tipped off of Wilson's hands. And the Bullets have the ball. Johnson. Oh, to Egan. To Johnson. To Scott. To Ole. Ole puts it up. No good. Wilson to Masheri. Lot. Lot to Hazard. Hazard puts it up. No, Wilson, the rebound, puts the layup up, and that is also no good. Under 6 minutes. 6 minutes away from victory for the Baltimore Bullets. Ole. Drives in, puts the floater up, and it's no good. Lot the rebound. Hazard, no one can score anymore. I don't know why. Lot gives it to Tucker. Tucker. Layup is no good, but Leroy Ellis fouled him. Al Tucker, 2 free throws. He nails the first. And the second one is good. Monroe. To Johnson. To Ole. Ole. Spins. Fires. No. Rebound. Yes. How did Ole make that? There were like 3 people surrounding him, and he still, does that. Al Tucker scores. To 69. Ole. 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 Johnson to Monroe. Ole for 3. Yes. Timeout. SuperSonics timeout with 4:05 left. Lot to Weiss. Olsen to Weiss. Out to Tucker. Lot to Weiss for 3. Yes. Egan to Johnson. Ferry. Fouled by Dory Murray. (96-72). Hazard gives it to Wilson. To Hazard. Hazard gets screen. He'll put it up. No, it's thrown away by Ellis. Monroe spins, puts it up. No, gives it to Ray Scott, and he scores. 98-72. Hazard gives it down to Rule. Jump hook, yes. Will Hazard's 4th foul with 2 minutes 30 seconds left. Monroe gives it to Egan. Egan puts the floater up and he puts it in. 100 points for the Baltimore Bullets. Murray puts it up and puts it in. 24-point game, and we are down to 2 minutes left in this game. Screen. Puts it up, puts it in. Lot gives it over to Weiss. Weiss gets a screen. Olsen, yes. Down to Scott. Monroe puts it up. No. Murray the rebound. Gives it to Tucker. Weiss. Under 1 minute now. Weiss puts it up. No good. And we're down to 45 seconds. 40 seconds. Egan with the ball. Egan drives in, puts it up. No good, but he draws a foul. Jordan Murray. Egan drains both free throws. 31.2 seconds. $15 seconds. We're down to 10 seconds. Puts it up. Olsen gets the board, thrown away, and that is the ball game. 2-1. Final score: Baltimore Bullets 104, Seattle SuperSonics 78. And this is Crawford, aka CDY24, and I'll see you guys.